Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon/evening. I want to ask you a question. How many times have you felt like something was missing? That sense deep down that you're on the verge of something, but you're not sure what it is. We all know that feeling. We've all stood at the edge of something, not quite knowing if we should take the leap or if we should wait for some grand sign to tell us it's time. Here's the truth. This could be that sign. Right now, as you listen to these words, you are on the brink of something greater than you've ever experienced. The truth is, the universe speaks to us in ways we often overlook. We're conditioned to wait for something external, something big to change, a big event, a loud declaration, a dramatic shift in our circumstances. But the real magic happens in the subtle moments, the smallest whispers of your intuition. The signs that may not come as flashing lights, but as a shift in energy, a moment of clarity, a feeling in your gut that you can't ignore. Now, why do we tend to miss these signs? It's because we've become so attached to the idea of the world operating in a way we expect. We want things to happen on our schedule, in the form we want, when we feel we're ready. But let me tell you something, the signs, the opportunities, the breakthroughs are often ready for us before we're aware of them. I want to remind you, you are far more powerful than you've been led to believe. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, the way you perceive the world, all of these are the keys that unlock your future. The energy you emit, your emotions, and your mindset are shaping your reality even now in this very moment. Your potential is vast and the universe is ready to respond to you, but first you need to tune in. You don't have to wait for permission or for the stars to align perfectly. This moment is already enough. The question is, will you recognize it? Will you choose to step into it? The signs are everywhere, but they often require you to move beyond your usual thoughts, your habitual responses, and your comfort zone. Right now, in your life, there's an opportunity that you've been looking for, perhaps without even realizing it. It may not come in the form you expect, but if you open your heart and mind, you'll begin to see it, the thing that's been waiting for you. And when it does, you'll know it because it will feel right. It will feel like something you've always known, something you've always needed. So I challenge you today, don't dismiss the small nudges. Don't ignore that voice inside you. Don't brush off the seemingly random events or encounters. Every single thing in your life is part of a greater, interconnected web that's pulling you towards something greater. This message isn't just a random collection of words. It's the invitation you've been waiting for. This is the sign. Now, the question is, what will you do with it? Take that next step. Follow that intuition. Lean into the unknown, because the unknown is where the magic happens. The world is waiting for you to show up, and you've just been handed the key to unlock your own transformation. Don't ignore this moment. It could be the sign you've been waiting for. Thank you. Transformation is a powerful and often misunderstood process. It is not something that happens overnight, nor is it always a dramatic, visible event. True transformation occurs in the quiet spaces of our lives, in the subtle shifts of thought, perception, and behavior. It's the inner evolution that gradually shapes the outer world. We often associate transformation with grand gestures, but the real magic lies in the small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. When we think of transformation, we tend to focus on the end result. We envision a final destination where everything is different. We think, I am finishing this journey. But transformation isn't a point in time, it's a journey. It's the series of moments where we challenge old beliefs, overcome limitations, and step into new versions of ourselves. Each step forward, no matter how small, adds to this ongoing process. It's important to realize that transformation is happening continuously, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. What often prevents transformation is the fear of the unknown, the comfort of the familiar, and the resistance to change. People often cling to what is known, even if it no longer serves them, because the fear of what's on the other side feels too uncertain. But transformation requires letting go of what no longer aligns with who we are becoming. It asks us to trust the process, even when we can't yet see the full picture. The key to transformation lies in awareness and intention. It starts with being fully present in our own lives, acknowledging where we are, and recognizing the areas where growth is needed. It's about cultivating the awareness to see the patterns that keep us stuck and then making the intentional decision to break free from them. Every time we choose to act differently, think differently, or respond differently, we initiate a shift. Transformation, therefore, isn't a singular event. It's the sum of countless moments where we choose growth over stagnation, expansion over limitation. Intuition is often described as an inner knowing, a gut feeling that guides us through life. It's that whisper inside that directs our actions and decisions, sometimes before we even fully understand why. The fascinating thing about intuition is that it's always there, even though we often overlook it. It's a powerful tool that can guide us toward our highest potential, yet it requires us to trust it, even when logic doesn't seem to support it. Intuition doesn't always make sense in the moment, but when we look back, we can often see how it was right all along. The challenge with intuition is that it requires us to quiet the noise around us and within us. In a world filled with distractions, external pressures, and constant stimulation, we sometimes struggle to hear that quiet voice within. Our rational minds are often so loud, so focused on what we know and understand, that we disregard the insights that come from a deeper place. Intuition, unlike the intellect, doesn't rely on past experiences or external information. It comes from a deeper level of awareness, one that connects us to the wisdom of our subconscious mind and the greater intelligence of the universe. Listening to intuition involves trusting what we feel, even when it seems irrational. It's the courage to step forward when logic says, wait, or to change direction when everything around us says, stay the course. Intuition can be experienced in many forms: a sense of peace, a sudden knowing, a strong emotional reaction to something or someone. It's a feeling that something is right or wrong without needing any proof. When we honor and trust our intuition, it opens the door to synchronicity. We begin to notice patterns, people, and opportunities aligning in unexpected ways. Intuition isn't just a guide, it's a bridge between the conscious mind and a higher awareness that transcends the limits of time, space, and logic. It's the channel through which the universe communicates, nudging us toward the path that's right for us. A sign is something that often goes unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It can be a moment, a word, an event, or even a person who crosses our path, carrying with it the potential to shift our direction. Signs are the universe's subtle way of guiding us toward our true purpose, but they can be easy to miss if we're not paying attention. These signs aren't always loud or obvious. They rarely come with flashing lights or fanfare. They tend to show up in quiet moments or during periods of reflection, sometimes disguised as seemingly random occurrences or coincidences. What makes signs so powerful is that they tap into a deeper layer of our awareness, connecting us to something greater than our immediate surroundings. They may appear as a repeated thought or idea, something that keeps resurfacing in our mind no matter how many times we try to push it away. Or perhaps it's a sudden encounter with someone who offers wisdom or advice that resonates deeply. Often we dismiss these as insignificant, as mere happenstance. However, when we begin to see the connections and patterns in our lives, we realize that these random events are not random at all. When we acknowledge signs, we open ourselves to a greater flow of synchronicity. We start to notice how events align, how people show up at the right time, and how opportunities arise when we least expect them. It's not magic, it's not coincidence. It's a deep alignment with the flow of life that we often fail to recognize until we look back in hindsight. A sign may come when we're at a crossroads, when we need direction or confirmation. It could appear in the form of a challenge, a conversation, or an unexpected event that causes us to pause and reconsider our path. Signs often ask us to take action, to move forward with trust and confidence, but recognizing them requires us to step away from the noise and listen closely to the subtle messages that are being delivered. Energy is the fundamental force that drives everything in the universe. Every thought, every action, every emotion emits energy, and this energy interacts with the world around us. It's not just the physical energy that powers machines or fuels our bodies. It's the invisible, subtle energy that shapes our experiences, relationships, and reality. Everything we encounter, from the people we meet to the circumstances we face, is influenced by energy. The vibrations we send out into the world affect what comes back to us. The thoughts that come into our understanding energy is about recognizing that we are constantly in a state of exchange with the environment, constantly sending and receiving signals that impact the course of our lives. At the core of our being, we are made up of energy. Our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are forms of energy that vibrate at different frequencies. When we are in a positive state of mind, we emit high-frequency energy, which attracts positive outcomes, people, and situations. On the other hand, when we're in a negative state, our energy vibrates at a lower frequency, drawing in experiences that reflect that energy. This is why we often hear the phrase, "What you put out into the world comes back to you." It's not just a cliche, it's a law of the universe, one that operates regardless of our awareness of it. One of the most powerful ways to transform our lives is by shifting the energy we project. By becoming more aware of the energy we carry, we can begin to consciously choose thoughts, emotions, and actions that align with the life we want to create. When we shift our energy, we shift the vibration of our reality. This can be as simple as changing our perspective, choosing to approach challenges with optimism, or surrounding ourselves with people and environments that support our growth. Energy is also deeply interconnected with our environment. The spaces we inhabit, the people we interact with, and the media we consume all affect our energetic state. Being mindful of these influences allows us to curate an environment that aligns with our highest potential and helps us maintain a positive, empowering energy that fuels our growth. Mindset is the lens through which we perceive the world, and it holds the power to shape every aspect of our lives. It influences how we respond to challenges, how we view opportunities, and how we interact with the people around us. Our mindset can either limit or expand our potential, and it's one of the most critical factors in determining the quality of our experiences. A fixed mindset keeps us stuck in patterns of thinking that reinforce limitations, while a growth mindset opens the door to possibility, learning, and transformation. The beauty of mindset is that it is malleable. We have the ability to shift it at any moment. It's not something we are born with, but something we cultivate and refine throughout our lives. When we operate from a mindset that believes in possibility, we approach life with a sense of curiosity, optimism, and resilience. We understand that failure is not a reflection of our worth, but an opportunity to learn and grow. Challenges become stepping stones, not obstacles, and every setback becomes a lesson that leads us closer to our goals. With a growth mindset, we are not defined by our current circumstances or past experiences. Instead, we recognize that our potential is limitless and we can always evolve and improve. On the other hand, a fixed mindset keeps us trapped in self-imposed limitations. It convinces us that our abilities are fixed and that success or failure is predetermined. This mindset leads to fear of failure, a reluctance to take risks, and a tendency to avoid challenges altogether. It limits our ability to see the bigger picture, and as a result, we may never fully step into the opportunities that are available to us. When we embrace a growth mindset, we realize that our thoughts and beliefs are not set in stone. We can reshape them, reframe our experiences, and create a new narrative, one that serves our highest potential and opens us up to new possibilities. Opportunity is something that presents itself continuously in our lives, but how often do we truly recognize it? Many times, opportunities come in forms that are unexpected or disguised as challenges. They don't always look like the perfect moment or ideal circumstance we envision. And once again, we don't know. In fact, they often require us to step outside of our comfort zones and face uncertainty. But it's precisely through those moments of discomfort that growth occurs. If we are willing to shift our perception and embrace the unknown, we can see that opportunity is always present, waiting for us to seize it. We are conditioned to look for opportunities in specific places. Maybe a promotion at work, an investment opportunity, or a chance encounter. While those are certainly forms of opportunity, they represent only a small fraction of what is available to us. The real opportunities are the ones that challenge us to think differently, take risks, and act in ways we haven't before. Every moment holds the potential for something new, whether it's a conversation that sparks an idea, a failure that teaches us a valuable lesson, or a shift in perspective that opens a door we hadn't noticed before. The key to recognizing opportunity is awareness. It's about being open to the idea that every situation, no matter how ordinary or difficult, is a potential gateway to growth. Sometimes opportunities require us to let go of old patterns or beliefs. Sometimes they require us to trust ourselves in ways we never have before. But when we start to see every moment as an opportunity for learning and growth, we begin to open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that are constantly unfolding around us. Opportunity doesn't wait for the right time or the perfect conditions. It's always here, always available, but it's up to us to recognize it and act. By shifting our mindset to one that actively seeks out opportunities, we start to engage with life in a completely new way, seeing challenges as opportunities and stepping into new experiences with courage and excitement. Potential is a concept that lies within each of us, often untapped and waiting to be realized. It's not something we acquire through external means, but something we already possess in abundance. Every person has vast potential within them, but what often limits its expression is a lack of awareness or belief in its existence. We may go through life unaware of the extraordinary power we hold, believing that our abilities are limited by our circumstances or by the past. However, true potential is limitless. It's the ability to grow, evolve, and achieve far beyond what we currently imagine. What holds us back from reaching our full potential is often fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside the norm. But potential is not about playing it safe. It's about stepping into the unknown with confidence, trusting that the capacity for greatness lies within us, no matter how unfamiliar the path may seem. Every challenge we face holds the opportunity to unlock a new layer of potential. The more we step outside our comfort zones, the more we discover just how much we are capable of. Realizing our potential also requires self-awareness. It's about understanding our strengths and weaknesses, but more importantly, recognizing the internal resources we have to overcome any obstacle. Our mind, emotions, and energy are powerful tools for shaping our reality. When we learn to harness these tools, we can begin to unlock doors to new possibilities and experiences. True potential is not something that's attained only by reaching certain milestones or goals. It's a continuous unfolding. As we expand our consciousness and challenge our limiting beliefs, we expand our potential. The path to realizing our potential is not a straight line. It involves moments of doubt, setbacks, and failures. But every step, every experience, no matter how difficult, is part of the process of revealing the limitless potential that resides within us. It's an ongoing journey of self-discovery, growth, and transformation. The key is to never stop believing in the power within, to continue pushing forward, and to trust that the greatest version of ourselves is always within reach. The universe is an intricate, interconnected web that constantly responds to the energy and intentions we send out. It's easy to see the world as a series of random events, but when we look closer, we begin to notice patterns and synchronicities that suggest something much more profound at work. The universe doesn't operate by chance. It responds to the vibrations we emit, reflecting back the energy we put into it. What we think, feel, and believe has the power to influence the experiences we have. When we align our thoughts and actions with the energy of what we desire, we begin to attract opportunities, people, and experiences that match that frequency. This alignment is not just about positive thinking, but about cultivating a deeper understanding of how we are connected to everything around us. Every thought, emotion, and action we take sends a signal into the universe. The more we consciously choose our thoughts and actions, the more we begin to align with the flow of life. The universe, in turn, starts to work with us rather than against us. The power of intention becomes the key to unlocking the synchronicities that guide us toward our highest good. When we are in alignment with the universe, we experience a sense of ease and flow. Things start to fall into place in unexpected and often miraculous ways. We may encounter people who offer exactly what we need, discover opportunities that feel like they were made for us, or experience moments of deep clarity that guide us forward. This alignment allows us to move through life with a sense of trust, knowing that the universe is always conspiring in our favor. It's important to recognize that alignment is not about forcing outcomes or striving endlessly. It's about being in harmony with the natural flow of life, trusting that the universe is always moving us toward our greatest potential. When we surrender to this flow, we release resistance and begin to experience a life filled with synchronicity, connection, and effortless progression. Breakthroughs are moments of profound change and realization. They often come after periods of struggle, uncertainty, or stagnation, and yet they have the power to completely shift our perspective, direction, and experience of life. A breakthrough is not just about achieving a goal or reaching a destination. It's about transcending a limitation, breaking through a barrier that has held us back, and stepping into a new level of understanding and possibility. Breakthroughs happen when we push past our fears, doubts, and self-imposed limitations and allow ourselves to expand beyond what we thought was possible. What's remarkable about breakthroughs is that they are often born from discomfort. We tend to resist the challenges and obstacles that arise in our lives, but it's precisely through facing these challenges that we open the door to transformation. Breakthroughs rarely come when everything is easy and predictable. They occur when we confront something greater than ourselves, something that forces us to stretch beyond our current capacity. It's through this stretching that we experience a shift in awareness, a moment of clarity that changes everything. A breakthrough may come in an instant, a sudden realization, a new way of thinking, or an unexpected solution to a long-standing problem. But it can also be the result of consistent effort over time, the accumulation of small steps, each one bringing us closer to a breakthrough moment. The key is persistence, an openness to learning, and a willingness to challenge the beliefs and patterns that no longer serve us. When we experience a breakthrough, we are often transformed in ways we couldn't have predicted. Our sense of self expands, and with it, our sense of what's possible. The breakthrough serves as a catalyst, propelling us forward into new territories, both internally and externally. It allows us to move beyond our old limitations and embrace new possibilities, leading to growth, evolution, and a deeper understanding of our true potential. Awareness is the foundation upon which transformation begins. Without awareness, we are often driven by unconscious patterns and habits that shape our reality. Without our active participation, we live on autopilot, reacting to life rather than responding to it with intention. Awareness allows us to break free from this cycle and take charge of our own lives. It's about being fully present in the moment, noticing the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that influence our decisions. When we cultivate awareness, we are no longer victims of circumstance. We become the creators of our reality. The process of becoming more aware starts with the simple act of paying attention. It's about noticing the small things, the thoughts that run through our minds, the emotions we experience, and the actions we take without thinking. By observing these patterns without judgment, we begin to see the areas where we may be stuck or limiting ourselves. Awareness doesn't just bring clarity, it also offers the opportunity to change. When we are aware of a pattern or belief that no longer serves us, we can begin to shift it. The more we practice awareness, the more we begin to see how our inner world is reflected in our outer world. We start to notice the connections between our thoughts, emotions, and the experiences we attract into our lives. Awareness also helps us recognize the signs and opportunities that are constantly unfolding around us. When we are disconnected from the present moment, we miss these subtle cues that the universe is offering us. But when we are awake and aware, we begin to notice the synchronicities, the small nudges, and the signs that guide us toward growth and transformation. It's through awareness that we can tap into the deeper wisdom that resides within. As we expand our awareness, we unlock new possibilities and create space for change, growth, and alignment with the life we truly desire.